do, because my prediction, because I always go to like the business part of it and not the reality. I think like a producer, I can't help it. Like, again, I can never have a recap podcast. I need to like I think that they don't want to lose Erika. Andy doesn't want to lose Erika. And I think they're going to go with the kinder, gentler edit. I just feel it.
Sure, but what's the storyline? That's what she's got, though. What is going to trump what is happening in her real life? They're not going to show it anymore, but everyone's going to read about it on their own. Come on.
No, they'll show enough of it, and people won't come around, but enough will, and it will be just like a different dynamic. Because I've read the same thing, and I think,
but that's not fair. That's not fair. And then they're going to pick on who?
I also know. I mean, I agree, and I think she's also in a dream world to think that, like, honey, this wasn't an edit. This is like a real shit. Like, even if they give you a kinder edit, we all have like Google alerts and like your life is going on.
I don't know. I don't. That to me, if they don't stay with what's going on, the viewers aren't going to all of a sudden think like, oh, wow, now she's, this humble, sweet friend that everyone wants to, get into a tiff with, and she's not going to call me a name anymore. Come on.
I think that the people are so against her.
Yeah, I don't see that turning. I personally don't see that. Well, I probably am speaking from my point of view. I am speaking from my point of view. I don't see how 2 months and even a kind edit is going to change anyone's opinion of what they saw this past season. Like, you're just supposed to forget all of it?
No. Again, that's where I just don't understand why. Well, here's another thing. So like when Andy asked her, like, you apparently talked to Tom he calls you 5 times a day, which I don't even know if that's so true. And she was like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, did you ever ask him if he did this? Mm-hmm. And she avoided it. Once again, she made it about herself. She was like, how could you leave me with all these lawsuits? And I'm like, Erika, this is not about you.
No. And I there were a couple of times where I thought about the case, if she really didn't know anything. And even in that instance, I'm still left with the same situation when she admitted that she noticed when she was in New York and the credit card. Remember how we said before, if the credit card got denied and she would say, oh, what's going on? And she said that happened in 2020 while she was in New York doing Chicago. Or not Chicago. Yeah.
No. Yeah, Chicago. Yes.
Was that what it was?
That is what it Roxy Hart Chicago. I fucking saw the thing. Yes.
I don't even know. Ever. But it happened then. Okay. It happened then. You don't think she said, hey, what's going on?
I was so distracted by her sidebar of being a rich bitch. Like, did you see that whole sidebar where she was like, talk to Annie? She was like, honey, yeah. He was like, it was declined. And she was like, yeah, like, did you see that? You know what I'm talking about? That one, that correspondence with Andy where she was like, yeah, it was declined. I'm like, what do you think I did, sweetie? Like I ditched the old man and like, he didn't pay for my, $13,000. Like it was that's why, right? There was these little moments and she had that little sidebar with Andy. Like, yeah, it was declined. Like, that's where it's like, you care about money only. You just like, we're watching this. It's the minutes, right?
It's not to say that, hey, he didn't have any more victims, monies, any more settlements that he could pilfer to pay your credit card bill. And that's what she doesn't understand. That's the part that she just doesn't get.
She doesn't get it.
No, she doesn't get it. She's not going to get it. She's not going to get it. If she hasn't gotten it by now, she is not going to get it.
I mean, props to Andy for following up and being like, no, like, did you did you ask him if he knew? But she still didn't really, she avoided it by saying like, he doesn't know anything he's saying. So whatever he said wouldn't I'm like, that doesn't really answer the question. She didn't answer the question.
Terrible.
Yes.
This is bad because I'm not laughing at anyone. My mom has dementia, so I'm really sensitive to that. But when they show the picture of him, Tom, with the black eye, he's standing there and she's like, she was crying. She asked like, she wanted to check on him and everything. I thought to myself like, does he really? Because last year, whatever it was, he was okay and fine, and he could still have the conversations, and whether he was telling story, that all of a sudden, boom, he went downhill that fast, and now he's just falling. I said, did anyone ask how he got the black eye? What happened? How did he get the black eye? Were we just supposed to assume he fell? Did someone punch him? Like, what happened? Is this just another thing we just got to like roll with? Like he has a black eye. He's got dementia.
Listen,
that cemented everything for everyone in the dementia category. He looks terrible with a black eye, dementia. Come on.
It's a little strange.
I mean, that was like that for them, that was like the money shot. Okay, we got the shot where he looks like totally disheveled and downtrodden, and yeah.
That was strange. It was also strange where they talked about the cars and she's like, well, there was one car accident and two, and Tom's car was, I mean,
there were a couple things, right? I thought to myself, wait, what? And I thought, do I rewind it? And then I said, nah, I really don't care. Keep going. I don't care. It's not worth playing it back. It's because I'm not buying it. It's bullshit. I'm not saying that she knew he was taken from all the clients to the degree that he was, but I do believe that she knew about lawsuits that were going on where people weren't being paid. I believe that she knew that the money had run out and she was still spending. I don't know about the $20 million. She denies that $20 million went into her account. Now I read that I saw your comment. Is it Ronald Richards or whatever?
You saw it today?
You're like, I'm an attorney and I can't even understand this. But she's now saying that she doesn't have to pay the bills because the bills are being paid by the law firm, and her EJ Global wasn't her company. And
is that what she's saying? I thought she was saying like there's a conflict of interest here and Emerson should be removed from the case or something like that. I thought I didn't understand it.
No, I didn't either.
I thought she was saying there's a conflict of interest. Like Emerson is coming after me, but they had some deal and like there was a kickback from Girardi Keese and like they should be removed. Like listen, her lawyers are grasping at straws.
If the other attorneys in the firm were complicit or accomplices in not giving the people that they defended, the plaintiffs, their money in the settlement, whomever was attached to those cases, they should also be held accountable, and they should be in the same boat that he is. They have to prove that. But wherever the money goes, when she talks about the clawback of the money, if it is other attorneys who, if you knew about it and you were benefiting from it, clawback. But come on, a secretary's salary.
I mean, here's the thing. If you are with someone, this is my thing. Like we've talked about this before. If you're with someone, you love them and this is your love, you would say, why is there $20 million in my account? Like, what is going on? Like,